Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And today we're talking about resolutions of the whiskey variety.
Welcome to the channel, bringing real-world content to the real-world whiskey consumer.
Before we get into our main topic, we have to get into the first sip, which is a new segment we've started doing where we do a blind sample that we've also never tried before. So we don't know what we're tasting and we don't have any familiarity with it at all. However, that's not what's in our glass right now because we've actually shot this whole episode back at the end of October and all the resolution part of the footage got lost. However, we do have the first sip footage and it's good. So we're going to pitch it to Josh and Erin in the past, and you're going to see us try a sample of something that we've never tried before. What we're going to do here is we're just going to give you our first impressions on it and do a quick little rating before we find out what it is.
Okay.
That way, just like our head-to-heads, you get a completely honest, unbiased review, separate and apart from any labels or bias. So,
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
It smells like
really fruity sweet.
syrupy sweet to me.
We've just started filming these first sips, and it's like the first three to me are just fruity sweet.
Sweet.
The first one was something different. Then the next three have been just fruity sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I get sweet, but then also like syrupy. Like
You're right.
Almost like Cairo corn syrup.
Yeah, there is a depth under there. Mm-hmm. That's a really good. Man,
I would know.
You're getting good at this whiskey thing.
I used to put that stuff on my pancakes when I was a kid.
I know.
My dad taught me how to do that.
I grew up with my grandmother, and old people for some reason just love Cairo, the clear. It's essentially high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, it's absolutely high fructose corn syrup. I would put that on my pancakes. I didn't like maple syrup until I was an adult.
Yeah.
Because I'd only had Cairo corn syrup on my pancakes.
This has even like a little bit of a bready note to it. So I could even go as like a plate of pancakes with some sliced apples and then Cairo corn syrup drizzled over top of it.
Interesting.
Yeah. We fancy. Let's get into the palate.
All right, let's try it. Oh, it tastes very bright. And it tastes kind of straw-like, which is the oak, right?
It can be, yeah. I'm getting some depth to this.
I'm getting some depth at the end.
I'm getting it just right off. Like there's something that lays really heavy on my tongue all the way through the sip, at least on that first sip. It is fruity, bright, sweet, but there is an underlying depth there that caught me off guard. And it shouldn't have, because it's there on the nose. It usually doesn't transfer to the palate though.
Yeah,
in most pours, and it does in this pour.
I'm not getting that till the end. Right off the bat, I get bright, and then the back end, I'm getting the sweet, like heavy syrupy sweet, like the smell. It's very interesting. It's good though. If I'm wanting something that's sweet, I don't typically like bourbons that are too sweet.
Yeah.
But if I was wanting that sweet flavor, this would be a really good one to have.
It's a really concentrated sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have like orange juice concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
This is like sweetness concentrate.
Whiskey sweetness concentrate.
It is really, really concentrated right there on the front and the middle of the palate. And that middle of the palate is where that heaviness starts for me. And it just like a heavy blanket on my tongue.
This would be one that I honestly probably would put on ice.
It almost tastes to me like somebody has like an oak tongue depressor. Is that what they're called when you go to the doctor? Mm-hmm. And they're like pushing down on my tongue ever so slightly with a little bit of pressure. It's a very weird sensation. You don't get that out of a lot of pours.
I like this. I feel like I could do a lot with this. I would probably sip this on...
I could do a lot.
Yeah, I could sip it neat, but I would probably put this on ice because it is kind of sweet, and I would hope that the ice would maybe temper the sweetness a little bit, and then I would like slow sip it.
Yeah.
That's
what do you think your favorite part of this pour is? The nose, the flavor, or the experience?
I don't know. I think all three. Honestly, I can't. They play into each other because typically,
it's very balanced.
Typically, the nose is like the flavor is not as strong as the nose sometimes for me, and this flavor is as strong as the nose. Like it matches.
Yeah.
So I like it all.
This is really good to me. All right, let's rate this thing. Where are you at? Nose, flavor, experience.
I think I'm gonna go wild and crazy and give it 2 thumbs up on nose.
Oh wow. Okay. It does have a really nice nose.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give it 1 thumb up on flavor but 2 thumbs up on overall experience.
Wow.
Because it's a good experience. I dig this. Like again, sweet, super sweet's not my wheelhouse, but this is hitting me right tonight. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm gonna go Man, I'm really conflicted on this.
Don't
because
copy
there's a lot of thumbs up, almost 2 thumbs up, or a soft 2 thumbs up in all the categories, pretty much.
Go with your gut.
You always tell me this. Go with my gut.
Mm-hmm.
My gut is telling me thumbs up across the board, except I would even go 2 thumbs up on experience.
Okay.
So I'll go thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on flavors, 2 thumbs up on experience.
Nice.
But those thumbs up are really close to going 2 thumbs up across the
Mm-hmm.
board. Like this comes across and is hitting me in a way that not a lot of pours do at this proof point, which seemingly is in like we know what the samples are. Like we're not going to put a 130 barrel proof sample in with a bunch of other stuff in our single pool. Like most of the stuff in here is 90 or 100 something proof. This is hitting me in a way that not a lot of stuff hits me at that proof point.
Yeah.
That concentrated a flavor. You know what? I'm thumbs up on the nose, 2 thumbs up on flavors, 2 thumbs up on experience. Right. Final answer.
Okay.
There's no way this is going to be an available product that I can get my hands on.
1792 12 year.
Yep. 96.6 proof. I was right. This is not a product I could get my hands on.
You can't get your hands on it?
Nope.
Aww.
This is a really difficult product to get. It really shouldn't be. I honestly don't even know how much this stuff costs. I'm going to have to look it up. But
who gave us a sample?
Barry Hawk.
Oh, Barry. Thank you. This is delicious.
It is really good. This is probably the best 1792 product I've had. And I really like 1792 products. Well,
this is good.
This are foolproof.
And I don't like super sweet bourbon. And this is, I would consider pretty super sweet, but it's got so much depth and balance there that I don't mind the sweetness.
Yeah. According to Breaking Bourbon, in 2019, this was a $50 bottle. I'm seeing other things that say it's a $100 bottle. Man, 96.6 proof. I'm just not used to getting that concentrated of flavors on. And typically people will say with 1792 Barton Distillery, they get banana, and I'm not getting that. The oak is just so sweet on this, and I really, really like that. Now that I know it's 1792 Barton and I smelled it, it smells a lot like, honestly, the foolproof pick. I got to go on a foolproof pick with the local store for 1792, and the nose smells very similar to this, but that's obviously a much higher proof point.
Yeah.
But there's a level of refinement going on in this glass that just you don't get with those younger whiskeys.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sensitive with older whiskeys to over oaked stuff. I don't like that bitter oak note, and this doesn't have any of that.
Not at all.
Man,
it's delicious.
I'm looking for a bottle of 1792 12 year now. I want one of these. This is great. This and 1792 full proof, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Let's get into our main topic.
All right.
We're talking, it's a new year. As we've already covered,
it's a new year,
it's a totally
it's a new
new
you.
me. Is it a new you?
It will be.
It will be.
I'm a little slow on the uptake.
Okay.
I don't like to start in January because everyone starts in January.
Yeah. You don't want to be like everybody else, right?
No.
Today, we're talking about whiskey resolutions.
Yeah.
And that was a great actual first sip for this episode, because one of our chief resolutions in starting this channel and continuing to do this channel is to fight FOMO. We still don't have a bottle of 1792 12 year. I still want one. I'm trying to fight the FOMO, but that is our number one whiskey resolution on a personal level for the calendar year of 2022, is to continue to fight FOMO. And we do that.
Fight the FOMO.
We do that through blind tastings.
Yeah, we do.
That's when we get an allocated bottle or something that's crazy. The first thought in our heads is, let's get this into a blind tasting and get something that's comparable. And you guys have seen on the channel how a lot of things fare when you're tasting them totally blind. So that's not going to stop for us on a personal level or a channel level. The second thing that we have to fight, or the second resolution,
I know what this is,
for the year, is to stay on budget. So this is actually funny that we're having to refilm this part of the episode, because we've just gotten through December. We're filming this right before Christmas. All the allocations have dropped at the year end with all the raffles and all that stuff. And I want to go out and get some of that stuff if I can.
Yeah.
But we've already spent the budget for the month. So I can't. And staying on budget is a really, really important part. And honestly, one of the things for me is working within constraints breeds creativity, and it makes me more selective, and it is more fun for me on a personal level. So
it kind of gamifies it a little bit.
It does a little bit. Like if you can just go buy whatever you want, sure, that's great. But at the same time, having to be a little bit selective and a little bit picky choosy about what you go for, to me, it is kind of fun because it makes me really think to myself, do I actually want this?
That's good to know.
Do I actually want this, or do I just want it because it's available, because it's in front of me? That really helps me a lot. And if you're also working with a budget, then I'm kind of reframing this as like, it could be viewed as a negative, right?
Right.
But let's flip it on its head and view it as a positive, to view those constraints as something that can be beneficial to you to really...
Right. Well, and for me, I say this for our personal budget all the time. A budget is not like a negative thing. It's permission to spend.
Right.
Because you can spend, if you have money, in my mind, if you have money allocated for, let's say, whiskey, for example, you can spend all that money without feeling guilty that, oh man, did I spend my whiskey money when I should have been buying groceries with it, or, you know, my kids' soccer games with it, or whatever. Like it's allocated and you could spend it guilt-free. That's how I view a budget.
Yeah.
So.
In our very next episode, our next video coming out the Tuesday following this one, we're going to talk about whiskey budgets and money and things like that a little bit more specifically. So we can get into some questions about how much we spend on whiskey every month and all that stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The third personal resolution for 2020 is to try...
2022.
What did I say?
2020.
It's 2022.
It still feels like 2020.
Yeah.
This is like 2020 also.
Yeah.
2022 is 2020, TOO.
Yeah. I made the joke that I'm only 4 months away from writing the actual date, the correct year on my checks, which I never write checks, but any paperwork, you know what I mean, okay?
All right, let's get on.
2022, try more international whiskey. This year, through the channel, through local friends, we found out that we really, really enjoy Scotch. We really enjoy peated Scotch. We really enjoy Irish. And then even last night, we had our friend, the man with 3 names, Eric David Gunderson, and his wife over, and he brought over some...
Armenian whiskey?
Some Armenian whiskey, some Indian whiskey.
Yeah.
So all kinds of different stuff. And it was all fantastic. It was so good. So trying more international whiskeys is high on our list of resolutions for 2022. Now, on the personal level, personal whiskey front, that's what we're looking at. But on a channel whiskey front, we have some resolutions as well. Yep. Chief amongst them is work-life balance, shorter episodes. We want to try to deliver the content to you guys still in our conversational manner. So our episodes are never going to be super, super short. That's not our goal, but we want to make sure that we're being concise with the information we deliver, and we're going to be filming in such a way where it lets us have a little bit of better work-life balance. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to make for better content for you guys. Yeah. We're also going to be, or not going to be, we have reshaped our Patreon offerings. Yep. So check the video description below for our Patreon link, and you can see all the tiers that are available there. Everything now, I feel like, is very clear. You can get involved in the community. You can take a step up from that and start getting whiskey nerd info from us. You can take a step up from that and start getting bonus content. We do 2 additional videos every week on Patreon. Yep. They're uncut, unfiltered, you know,
a little more laid back.
A little bit more laid back. The bloopers are included.
Yeah.
And then above that, we get into our Whiskey with Friends tiers, which is one of the things that we're absolutely the most excited about, where we actually do blind flight nights as a community together. We coordinate them. I pour a whole bunch of sample jars. Erin mixes them up. They go out, hand delivery to Patreons who are participating, and we all jump on a live stream privately together, and we do the flight together. So
fun.
It's a ton of fun. You can see all that in the video description below at our Patreon link.
We also have some merch coming. It is in the works. We don't have a date yet, but
stay tuned.
I am working on designing some merch, and it's merch that I want to wear. So I don't know if you will want to wear it, but I want to wear it, so it'll be good. Yeah. Looking forward to getting that out. And we're also looking forward to our public live streams that we do once a month, having more guests on those. So we've been guests on a few people's live streams, and it's been a ton of fun to be a guest. We're very much looking forward to having some guests on our live stream in the upcoming months. And most importantly, the whole reason we do this channel is to have fun. We want to have fun together. We want to have fun with you guys. That's really what we're driving toward, and we're just going to keep on doing that for 2022. That's probably our biggest resolution overall. Just keep having fun. All right, so let's get into our other stuff today.
I mean, other stuff for a resolutions video, it just makes sense that we talk about health. Tis the season where everybody wants to get healthy or change something that they're
Yeah.
doing. So for us, I mean, what does that mean, right? Like, what does health mean? I can personally speak to the fact that I used to be 70 pounds heavier, and I lost 70 pounds. I've gained a few back since then because I've changed some things up, but I was living a very unhealthy lifestyle, and I cut out a bunch of stuff. I went keto for a while, if you're familiar with like that fad diet, but really I just diet and exercise.
Yeah.
What a novel concept to lose weight, but I just stuck with it, and change isn't immediate, but I stuck with it, and little changes over time.
So you did that, but what's your resolution going forward?
Well, it's other stuff is health. These aren't our resolutions. These are general helpful resolutions.
I'm
so
confused, sorry.
I can say that keto worked really well for me. Intermittent fasting worked really well for me. It may not work for you. You have to find what
Doesn't
works
work for me.
for you. So try something. If it doesn't work, try something else. And most of all, find something that's sustainable that you enjoy doing. I really liked keto because I'm basically a carnivore, and I could also substitute, a candy bar for a spoonful of chocolate hazelnut butter.
Yeah.
Or, something like that. Instead of a thing of like a tub of ice cream for dessert, I could have a couple of squares of dark chocolate. So my biggest health thing was find exercise that I liked, which happened to be the bicycle and now lifting weights, and then to find replacements for things I really enjoyed. So instead of eating junk food and a bunch of crappy other food, is to just eat a little bit cleaner and make small changes over time that are sustainable rather than doing like this crash diet thing.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm going to be going through in 2022 is I got some pandemic pounds that I don't particularly love, but I also am realistic about what my lifestyle looks like and just trying to fit in a healthy activity within my lifestyle.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it. I've actually started to really enjoy doing some body weight training stuff and some things with kettlebells. So these guns, they're coming.
Get your tickets now, I guess,
Get
right?
your tickets now to the gun show. But it's been fun. So I think for me, it's all about finding movement that I like that's been fun. Like I've really gotten into walking, although it's kind of yucky outside this time of year. But for me, that's a mental health thing that I've gotten into, is just going on a walk, clearing my mind, that I'm really been enjoying.
I think at the end of the day, sustainability is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Don't make broad sweeping changes that you're only going to be able to hold on to for a couple of months. They're not going to stick.
Yeah.
Just little changes over time really do add up. It's kind of like saving money.
Yeah.
Like save a little here, save a little there. In the long run, it adds up.
When you look back, you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, how did I do that? And it's just a little bit over time.
Or if you're not a saver, if you're a spender like me, let's say you get a bottle here, you get a bottle there, and before you know it, you have 100+ bottles of your whiskey collection. Fitness is the same thing. Taking care of yourself is the same thing. Do a little here, do a little there. The next thing you know, you'll start to see
if you do
big
it consistently over a period of time,
Yeah.
you'll see change.
And everybody tends to focus on physical health this time of year, but we just had back in October our mental health charity raised $15,000 for To Write Love on Her Arms,
Which is awesome.
which was a huge community effort and amazing. But focus on your mental health too. Like we're getting some kind of new variant coming down the pipeline. Like things are going crazy potentially in the world. Focus on your mental health. Prioritize that almost even above your physical health. Because if your mind's not right, it's really hard to get your body right.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy our content but you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. It's the new year. Try new things.
It's a new you.
It's a new year, new
the
you.
button.
Hit the button.
Hit the thumb.
Subscribe.
Do the things.
And we post videos twice a week. So when you subscribe, then you will make sure you won't miss it.
Exactly. And hit the bell, because that helps a lot.
The notification bell helps
That
too.
keeps you up. So, all right, guys. Till next week. Cheers.
Cheers.